Hello, everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, a man accused of running down 4 state police troopers has pleaded not guilty. We'll have the latest. Plus, we'll hear why Maine's child welfare system was back in the spotlight in Augusta. And an organization in Down East Maine is seeking donations to help keep struggling families warm this winter. Good morning, everyone. I'm Craig Colson. Emma Smith has the day off. We hope she'll return on Monday. Hasn't been feeling very well. Hopefully you're feeling better, Emma, if you're up. Hopefully you're sleeping right now, actually. We'll get to all the day's news coming up in just a few moments, but first a check of that forecast. Looking like a pretty nice day around here today. Partly cloudy skies, and it looks like that's what we'll have heading into the weekend, too. Let's check in with Devin Biggs for today's forecast.
Alrighty, Craig, thank you very much. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround, and walk-ins are always welcome. As you get into things this morning, another small credit advisory has been issued, though. This one won't last as long. It will last until around 4 p.m. this afternoon as wave heights continue to remain active along the coast. But meanwhile, though, on land, we're looking very nice out there. There's a few clouds developing in a few spots, and really that'll be about it. We'll be under a partly cloudy sky or so today, and really as we zoom things out, we'll remain rather quiet. We'll be watching for a system tracking in from the south and west as we head towards next week, which will bring some rain and wind with it. But for now, we get to enjoy the nice weather that we're going to be experiencing today. So Futurecast showing a few clouds passing through today. We'll call it a partly cloudy sky, and overall a mostly cloudy sky on the way later on tonight, so we'll be watching for clouds moving in after midnight. As for the wind, it'll remain rather gusty from time to time out of the west and maybe northwest at times. The directions will switch at around 5, maybe up to 15 miles per hour, and some gusts up to 20 miles per hour cannot be ruled out either. So overall for today, we'll say lower 40s, partly cloudy and breezy, and that west wind getting up to around 20 miles per hour at times. Later on tonight, lower 30s, increasing clouds, and that west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a partly cloudy sky, temperatures warming into the 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig?
All right, thank you, Devin. We'll see you a little later on. Working smoke detectors help save people from a burning home in Rockland. The Rockland Fire Department says firefighters responded to a fire on Limrock Street just after 3:30 Thursday afternoon. They discovered smoke streaming from that building. Fortunately, the family that lives there heard their smoke detectors going off and all managed to get out safely. Firefighters managed to contain the fire to the kitchen and a nearby room, but the rest of the home has a lot of smoke damage. The family is also looking for 2 pets that were unaccounted for after the fire. Firefighters say they were able to save the home thanks to a speedy response time. They were on the scene within 6 minutes of getting the call for help. Well, Maine's Department of Public Safety says a number of schools in the state were targeted by threats on Thursday, including the Blue Hill Consolidated School. School Union 93 Superintendent Derek Perkins sent a letter to parents saying the threat came in through an anonymous email through the school's website. The building was cleared and the threat was investigated. Out of an abundance of caution, students were sent home for the remainder of the day, but classes will resume today. Maine Department of Public Safety spokesperson Shannon Moss says the Maine Information Analysis Center is aware of the threats to various schools throughout the state. She says those emails were sent nationwide and were deemed to be hoaxes. The man accused of crashing his car into 4 state police troopers in Hollis has pleaded not guilty on all counts. He remains behind bars and faces up to 10 years in prison. Brad Rogers has the latest on the case that police call unprecedented.
Plea, please. Not guilty.
The attorney for Tyler Croston entered not guilty pleas on all 8 charges against his client. Those charges stem from the crash back in August, where the car Croston was driving allegedly went off Route 202 and hit 4 state troopers who were questioning someone in a driveway. Among the charges, aggravated criminal OUI, driving to endanger, and 4 counts of aggravated assault, 1 for each trooper hit.
Not guilty plea to enter. Yes, Your Honor.
Investigators say there is evidence Croston was operating the car under the influence of marijuana.
There was a possibility of marijuana use by the operator of the vehicle, and evidence at the scene backing that up. A drug expert put him through a series of tests that he consented to at the hospital, and that showed that he was on an impairment of a narcotic.
In a one-on-one interview, Croston's mother told us all she knows is her son smoked marijuana 24 hours before the crash.
But the night he left, he wasn't smoking that I knew of. He was truly devastated. And I believe he was in shock like I am right now still.
The 4 troopers all suffered broken bones and serious injuries when the car hit them, some worse than others.
At first, I couldn't feel anything from my hip down. I couldn't feel anything from my shoulder down on my left arm.
As soon as I woke up, I could pretty much tell I had an arterial bleed and bones were sticking on my leg.
Those 4 troopers have still not been able to return to duty. Tyler Croston's legal troubles don't end here. Prosecutors say they anticipate an indictment next month for allegedly tampering with a witness on a case unrelated to this one.
That was Brad Rogers reporting. In other news this morning, a Maine woman has been arrested in connection with the January 6th insurrection. 59-year-old Kimberly Sylvester of Auburn was taken into custody by the FBI's Boston Division on multiple charges. The FBI alleges these images show Sylvester walking through areas of the Capitol that had alarms blaring and rioters climbing in through broken windows. Sylvester claims she was not involved in any rioting, theft, or other criminal activities, and said that when she noticed she was someplace she wasn't allowed to be, she asked a Capitol police officer to escort her from the building. Sylvester's arrest brings the total amount of people arrested in connection with the January 6th insurrection in the FBI's Boston jurisdiction anyway, to 34. That jurisdiction includes Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Rhode Island. Well, Maine's child welfare system was back in the spotlight in Augusta on Thursday. The Health and Human Services Committee received comprehensive quarterly reports from the Office of Child and Family Services and 3 citizen review panels. Our Augusta area reporter, Corey Bouchard, has more on how these reports highlight critical issues and challenges in the state's child welfare system.
Our caseworkers do tremendous work in many, many cases. They're overburdened immensely.
Mark Moran is the chair for an independent panel that reviews DHHS case files when there's a child death or serious injury. According to him, some of the case files can be in the thousands of pages, which is a concern for an already overworked and understaffed DHHS caseworker.
In a perfect scenario, we would have child welfare workers who had the time and ability to sit down and go through a record of that size.
Andrea Mancuso, the co-chair for the Maine Child Welfare Action Panel, talked about a practice called hoteling, which is a last resort effort used by the Office of Child and Family Services when they can't place a child taken into DHHS care with a family member or foster parent. This is one of the concerns our panel had with the current department practices.
Panel members have awareness of instances where children in department custody are reported to have been cared for in hotels or district offices instead of placed with licensed care providers.
Answering these concerns was Bobby Johnson, the acting director of the Office of Child and Family Services, who talked about the department's struggles in keeping pace with growing challenges in Maine.
This includes the ever-evolving substance use epidemic, economic insecurity, persistent mental health challenges among children and families, and significant domestic violence.
Johnson also acknowledged the staffing problem, which she defined as a nationwide issue across the board. She revealed that currently in Maine there are 80 vacancies for caseworkers.
Out of our 445 caseworker positions, 365 of those are filled, and our current vacancies are at 18%.
At the State House, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
All right, moving on now to other news today. Senator Collins and Angus King have introduced legislation to name the Acadia National Park Visitor Center in honor of former Majority Leader George Mitchell. Mitchell, who is from Maine, served in the Senate from 1980 until 1995. He was later a special advisor to the peace process in Northern Ireland under President Bill Clinton. He also served as a special envoy to the Middle East under President Barack Obama. In a statement, Senator Collins said, quote, during his storied career in public service, George Mitchell was a peacemaker, a statesman, and a loyal champion of Maine. Naming Acadia's Visitor Center in his honor will serve as a reminder of his commitment to improving our country and inspire others to do the same. Winter often comes with its challenges, especially the cost of heating a home. With Maine's Housing Home Energy Assistance Fund slashed, Down East Community Partners is now looking for the public's help to meet the demand for heating assistance. Our Matthew Durantzik with that story.
On a typical day, the Energy Services Department at Down East Community Partners fields 200 to 400 phone calls daily, mainly from seniors on fixed incomes. In everything the department does, nothing is more important than assisting those they serve in applying for the Home Energy Assistance Program.
We're just trying to keep our neighbors warm.
But with benefits awarded by Maine Housing reduced by 50%, Downey's Community Partners is looking for individuals to donate to its Heat and Warmth Fund.
None of us want to see older Mainers going cold or making that decision, do I buy food or do I pay for fuel?
The Thaw Fund is completely donor funded and is dispersed based on need.
All of the neighbors that are in need at this moment, they have absolutely no way of getting that need without this additional funding that we're requesting from you folks right now.
DCP workers are upset knowing they're doing what they can to help, but it's simply not enough.
It is very frustrating and honestly, to be completely frank with you, absolutely terrifying.
The need is to the point where the organization is looking to raise $10,000 in 10 days.
We are in critical need of thaw funds to support people in crisis situations. And so that's where we came up with let's try and raise $10K in 10 days because that way we can help keep people warm.
Anyone interested in donating can go to downeyscommunitypartners.org or call 664-2424. In Ellsworth, Matthew Juroncic, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
One of the people who shaped Bangor into what it is today was a woman by the name of Sylvia Ross. And on Thursday, residents of the Sylvia Ross Assisted Living Home celebrated what would have been her 146th birthday. Ross, who passed away in 1962, made several investments in the Bangor community. Most notably, she founded the original assisted living home on Ohio Street, which was moved to a state-of-the-art facility off Broadway in 2010, thanks to the Ross Trust. Residents of the Sylvia Ross home gathered to hear stories about her life and legacy.
Well, I just know that everyone who works here has my best interest at heart. And so therefore, I just feel very safe.
That was the famous Troy Bailey standing there in the background, too. By the way, Norma McGinley, who you just heard from, makes homemade dresses and ships them worldwide at no charge. Sylvia Ross Administrator Amy Sawyer says Norma is one of the many who continue to carry on the legacy of Sylvia Ross. All right, well, the time now is 6:12. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, we'll hear how people in the Lewiston area are making sure the holidays are a little bit better for the families impacted by the state's worst mass shooting. But first, another check of that forecast. A partly cloudy day ahead today. It will be breezy with highs near 43 degrees. Increasing clouds overnight with lows dropping down to around 30. Tomorrow, another partly cloudy day and breezy with highs near 38.
Happy holidays from Central Maine Denture and licensed denturist Patrick Allen, creating smiles with private care and premium service. Maine Highlands Federal Credit Union. Visit us at our Dexter, Guilford, Dover, Foxcroft, Greenville Junction, Brownville, and Canaan locations. Happy holidays from Leo & Sons Auto Repair, a family-owned business providing fast and dependable auto repair services.
We have lots of stuff for Christmas.
When you're all done decorating, come back to Rennie's because we got plenty of gifts at the best prices for your whole family.
Thank you for shopping locally.
Rennie's, a Maine adventure.
For 72 years, Rennie's has been your Maine staple, and we love supporting Maine-made and local products.
So thank you for shopping Rennie's, and thank you for shopping local this Christmas season.
Thank you for shopping Rennie's.
All the nonsense
Fibber.
meets no nonsense.
I don't buy it.
Judge Judy.
Weekdays at 5 on ABC7.
You're not going to want to miss this.
Jeopardy, like the Everest of trivia.
Spit and truth therapy.
You gotta feel smart. If you wanna look smart, be smart, think smart, think smart, talk smart, get smart. You are smart, smarty pants.
You gotta unleash the power.
Woo! This week at 7:30, only on ABC7.
Welcome back, everyone. It was over a month ago when 7 pro-Palestine protesters were arrested at Representative Jared Golden's downtown Bangor office. For one of those organizers, it was not his first time being arrested while peacefully protesting. Our Doug Banks spoke with him.
We're not going anywhere!
Believe it or not, Facebook comment pages are not the only place you can express your opinion. For one Belfast resident, even though you might just see a mugshot,
I'm not a criminal. I've done nothing wrong. The criminals are the ones who are killing Palestinians and the ones in Congress who refuse to call for a ceasefire.
Protesting is not something Lawrence Reichard stumbled upon. It's something he's been doing since the age of 13.
I know a lot of families probably wouldn't like that or approve of that or allow it, but that was not the case in my family.
He's been arrested more than 10 times, from yelling liar and warmonger at former British Prime Minister Tony Blair in 2012 to his first arrest in 1984, protesting against Henry Kissinger.
I've actually weaned myself off of coffee so that I wouldn't get a coffee headache in jail.
Protesting is a constitutional right, but for Reichard, his motivation is much more than that. It's being a voice to the voiceless.
Obviously, there are a lot of problems in the world, and one can feel overwhelmed and helpless. And I think that when one starts to do something about it, one feels less powerless, and that's a good thing.
In Bangor, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Now the news this morning, the Saginaw County Sheriff's Office says an independent review of their actions involving Robert Card before the Lewiston mass shootings found that they responded reasonably under the circumstances at the time. That report was initiated by the Sheriff's Office. It centers on actions taken by 2 separate deputies during 2 days in May and 3 days in September after they were made aware of concerns surrounding the state of Card's mental health. The report states that in both instances it was, quote, not feasible for the deputies to facilitate a voluntary psychiatric evaluation of Card's mental health status. Additionally, it found that they did not have sufficient grounds to take Card into protective custody due to, quote, insufficient grounds for a conclusion that Card posed an imminent risk of himself or to others, to himself or others. Sheriff Joel Mary says he believes his agency acted appropriately in the situation. The report also examined Maine's yellow flag law, voluntary psychiatric evaluations, emergency involuntary commitment, protective custody, and also firearm confiscation. The report made multiple recommendations to include enhancing mental health training, taking advantage of newly established mental health liaison programs, and looking at creating a multi-jurisdiction at all mental health and an all mental health response team. You can see the full report on our website. People in Lewiston, meanwhile, are rallying together this holiday season to support people affected by the mass shooting and to recognize first responders who jumped in to help that night. Asia Reed has more.
As holidays approach, Lewiston community members are keeping victims and families affected by the mass shooting top of mind. One way is through a donation box at the Station Grill.
No letters will be put into this Santa mailbox this year, but donations instead. Next to it is a lantern with the names of the victims who lost their lives the night of the Lewiston tragedy. Station Grill server Brianna Jailbert says these cash and gift card donations will be given to the families affected by the shooting.
It's really sad, the reasons why we have to do this, but we want to be there to support them as much as we can because it's going to be the hardest time of their life for the holidays.
This restaurant has the same owner as Schmenge's Bar and Grill, one of the locations of the October 25th shooting. Gilbert says this hasn't been easy for the staff.
We're in this together, and it's hard, but having that support makes it a little bit easier.
That's also the case for members of the Basilica of Saints Peter and Paul.
The community has really come together, and I think it's time we thank those who have helped us.
Director for Evangelization and Catechesis, Tyler Nadeau, says that's why they're hosting a thank you dinner Friday for first responders and their families. And thank you plaques to be given to the hospital, police, and city hall workers for their bravery. On those plaques is a message from Pope Francis addressed to the people of Maine.
It's really hard to grieve when you're still trying to work through and get the job done. So we want to share those words with them of solidarity and healing.
He says this event isn't just for first responders, it's for anyone who helped pitch in the week of the shooting.
And that was Asia Reed reporting from our Portland affiliate WGME TV. The time now is 6:19. Coming up after the break, a big storm that brought the heavy snow to the west is now moving east and bringing lots of rain. We'll have the details, plus the latest on the Israeli war and how it's sparking concerns about terrorism around the world. Don't go away.
Welcome to the Orono Arcade, your local, affordable destination. We want to provide you with the best experience we can without costing a small fortune. Our ever-popular 9-hole blacklight mini golf course is a huge attraction. Plus, we have the best arcade video games to choose from, including both modern and retro games. We have weeknight specials consisting of... We look forward to seeing you soon at the Orono Arcade.
Main House Home Furnishings and Gifts has all you need to trim the hearth and set the table with our fantastic 40% off sale on home goods and unfinished furniture. Come to this family business, Main House on the corner of Route 15 and 16 in Abbott now.
Right now, there's just so much happening in our world. So much at stake at the start of every morning.
Making sense of it all, that's not always so easy.
And that's where we come in.
Good morning, America. We want you to know every morning.
We're right here, and we got you.
Did you know that it's possible to buy the wrong type of flooring for your home? Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a professional contractor, the experts at Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors are here to help, offering solid pro advice from choosing the right material and color to installation. Don DeKalb features the highest quality hardwood flooring sourced from lumber right here in Maine, from Maine traditions. Not only will you get a floor you'll love, you'll get a floor that will last. Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors, buy from the best, forget the rest.
The storm that's causing problems for millions of Americans today and through the weekend will impact at least 20 states. On the radar, heavy rain is falling from Texas to Iowa after snow fell across the Rockies. In Florida, people there are preparing for several inches of rain today, and the stormy conditions will eventually move up the East Coast. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has more.
This morning, a major pre-holiday storm is threatening to disrupt travel plans for millions of Americans after dropping a foot of snow in New Mexico and causing treacherous driving conditions in Colorado. The head of the power grid in Texas reassuring residents that a repeat of 2021's power outage crisis will not happen this winter season.
The power grid is as ready and reliable as it has ever been for the winter season. We have more generating and dispatchable resources available to the grid than we have had in any prior winter in history. So we are ready for that.
The system is expected to help a new storm take shape in the eastern Gulf of Mexico tomorrow.
That's when things really get messy. Look at Florida again. You can't take any more rain. Orlando, Miami, all day Saturday, heavy rain, and the winds are going to start cranking up as well.
Flood watches and wind warnings have already been posted in parts of Florida, where heavy rain and wind gusts over 40 miles per hour are expected throughout the weekend. People are already preparing for flooding and possible storm surge, installing flood barriers along the beach in Fort Lauderdale. And some parking garages are lifting fees to allow residents to move their cars to higher ground. On Sunday, the storm's set to start making its way up the Atlantic coast, dropping several inches of rain in Georgia all the way up through Maine, complicating holiday travel for millions expected to travel in the lead up to Christmas. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
The time now is 6:23, and it looks like we'll have pretty nice weather the next couple of days, but then some rain will move into our area. We'll get our dose of rain just like everybody else. Here's Devin with the latest on our forecast.
Alrighty, Craig, TGIF, your full weather forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround, and walk-ins are always welcome. As we get into things this morning, this is what we're looking at. A small craft advisory has been issued yet again, lasting till about 4 o'clock or so, because wave heights will continue to remain active for just a little while yet. But as you take a look at the wave height map, here we go. This is why we have the advisories posted yet again right nearby at around 4 to 6 foot wave heights being measured by the buoy. So this is why that advisory is up until later this afternoon. But we're looking good on land, at least at this point. Just a few clouds developing, and really that's about it. We'll be under a partly cloudy sky today. Keep the sunglasses handy. You may want those as you head out the door for work or school, as will remain rather nice out there today. We have a front off to the north. That won't cause as much issues. The system moving through parts of Florida might give us some issues, though, as we head towards next next week. We'll break that down coming up later on. A futurecast moving forward, though, showing a partly cloudy sky for us today, so overall not too bad. More clouds do move in later on tonight and the parts of early Saturday morning. We'll get that through. That's a little front right about there. No precipitation with it. Once we head towards your Saturday, though, again, a lot of sunshine, maybe a few passing clouds, and really that'll be about it. Once we head towards Saturday into Sunday, more clouds begin to move in, and really that's about it. Some gusty winds to watch out for. Some areas could reach up to 15 to 25 miles per hour at times today. Later on tonight, we'll still have some gusty winds, but some spots may calm down for a little while. But once we head towards your Saturday, here we go, especially by the afternoon, the winds will begin to relax. Our average high temperature is 35 degrees. We have lower 40s on the way for us today, upper 30s for your Saturday, lower 40s Sunday. Here's a warm up here, lower 50s on the way. And then we're back in the lower 40s for your Tuesday, upper 30s Wednesday. And then here we go, Thursday, back in the lower 30s. So for today, here we go, lower 40s, partly cloudy and breezy, with that west wind getting up to around 20 miles per hour at times. Overnight tonight, we have lower 30s, increasing clouds on the way, west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tomorrow, we have upper 30s, partly cloudy and breezy, the north wind gusting up to around 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at extended forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. Will be mostly cloudy for the day on Sunday with highs in the low 40s. Rain and wind moves in Sunday night and continuing into Monday with highs in the lower 50s, and another chance for rain on Tuesday with highs in the lower 40s.
Miracle Ear made it easy. I just booked an appointment, and a certified hearing care professional evaluated my hearing loss and helped me find the right device calibrated to my unique hearing needs.
Call now and book your free hearing evaluation.
Gun Sports and Brewer knows that for fun, exercise, and meeting new friends, nothing is better than ice skating. Whether it's sailing down the ice, making a great pass, and scoring in a game of hockey, or the grace, strength, and expression of figure skating. From the youngest child all the way to adulthood, anyone can enjoy the fun of skating. At Gun Sports, we supply the equipment for your skating fun for great prices, the proper fit, and service after the sale. Shop your locally owned Gun Sports Shop, Greenpoint Road in Brewer. Caswell's Grocery Liquidation, where you shop first. Shop local. Great savings and selection. It's worth the trip. You won't be disappointed.
Your dollar goes a long, 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 long way at Caswell.
Maine QuitLink offers free help to stop smoking and vaping, including personalized quit plans and free patches, gum, and/or lozenges with every program. Get connected to a quit coach, trained to develop a plan that works for you. Learn how to curb cravings and overcome slips and relapses. It's free, it works, and people who enroll are 2 times more likely to successfully quit. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW or enroll online at mainquitlink.com.
Tesoro Italian Restaurant serves Bangor's best pizza, pasta, and sandwiches. Dine in or take out, located in downtown Bangor across from the library. Open Monday through Saturday, 3 to 9, and Sunday, 3 to 8. The bar is open 9 to 1, Friday and Saturday night. Come in and taste what everybody's talking about.
Miracle Ear made it easy. I just booked an appointment, and a certified hearing care professional evaluated my hearing loss and helped me find the right device calibrated to my unique hearing needs.
Call now and book your free hearing evaluation.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Turning overseas to Europe now, where authorities have announced the arrests of 7 people in connection to terrorism plots against Jewish institutions. German prosecutors say at least 4 suspects are members of Hamas. The arrests coming as the U.S. National Security Advisors held a high-stakes meeting with Israel's Prime Minister, pressing him to scale back Israel's ground offensive against Hamas in Gaza. Justin Finch has more.
This morning, Europe on alert. Denmark's prime minister calling the situation extremely serious after the arrest of 3 people in her country accused of plotting terrorist attacks against Jewish people and Jewish institutions. In Germany, 3 more suspects now in custody and another detained in the Netherlands. German prosecutors saying all 4 are believed to be Hamas members and were arrested under suspicion of plotting anti-Jewish attacks. Hamas denying those suspects are connected to the militant group. European authorities saying they're now staying hyper-vigilant as the Israel-Hamas war stokes tensions. FBI Director Christopher Wray saying the U.S. is at its highest threat level since before 9/11.
We're working around the clock
to identify and disrupt potential attacks by those inspired by Hamas's horrific terrorist attacks in Israel.
Back in Tel Aviv, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu meeting with U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan.
Thank you for your support.
As the death toll across Gaza grows, the White House says Sullivan is urging Israel to pursue what it calls a lower intensity operation and scale back its most intense fighting. A U.S. official confirming a New York Times report saying a lower intensity operation may involve the use of smaller groups of elite Israeli forces that would carry out more precise missions to find and kill Hamas leaders, rescue hostages, and destroy tunnels.
I want them to be focused on how to save civilian lives, not stop going after Hamas, but be more careful.
The Senate now planning to reconvene Monday to take up the president's defense funding request, which includes Israel and Ukraine aid, and to vote on it next week. Talk stalled over Republican demands to include tighter border policy. The chamber was to start its holiday break today. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Well, meanwhile, China has been hit with a powerful cold wave that has brought heavy snow to parts of the country. More than 300 road sections in 12 provinces had to be closed because of icy roads that caused numerous collisions. Rail service has also been suspended, making it very difficult for people to get around. Cold weather moved in at the start of the week and is moving through the country from the north to the south. Temperatures are expected to drop once again this weekend, but the snow will decrease, giving road crews a chance to dig out. And coming up on the second half of the newscast, a very special report on Bangor's historic churches and how they help shape the city. And we'll also begin a new segment on Good Morning Maine that will highlight some of the people and places that make our state so great. The first installment of Destination Devon, as Good Morning Maine continues.
I got hurt in a car accident, and the insurance company wants me to settle for way less than I deserve.
Fight fire with fire. Call the twos.
Lowry and Associates got me $150,000 for my car accident.
My father worked at the mill for over 30 years. He was exposed to a great community and excelled at his job, but he was also exposed to asbestos. The air quality inside the mill was always his biggest complaint. He had no idea how deadly some of the products and materials were. When he was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew to call Joe Bornstein's office to get my dad the help he needs and the justice he deserves.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
Happy holidays from Colbury Enterprises. We wish peace and joy this holiday season for all, and a happy new year. ADA Fence would like to thank all past and present customers for their patronage. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Happy holidays from Caring Companions and Home Care. Call for help with your daily personal care. Employment opportunities available.
Great Scott! This is Green Bear 420 in 2010. What kind of trip is this? I gotta get back to 2023. Wait, it's 2015. So much has changed. In 2023, we had a lot more glass, t-shirts, and novelties. It's gonna take a bolt of lightning to get me home. Finally, home at last. Now Green Bear 420, Green Bear Green Care is bigger and better than ever. To be continued.
Pat's Pizza in Holden has recently expanded their seating capacity. Call now for reserving your event or holiday party with us. The new indoor golf simulators are open for the season. Call now for reservations.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Friday, December 15th, 2023. Just 10 days to go until Christmas. I bet a lot of people will be doing their shopping this weekend. All right, let's get right into some history. On this day in history, back in 1791, the Bill of Rights, which included the first 10 amendments to our Constitution, went into effect following ratification by Virginia. In 1854, America's first street sweeping machine was put to use in Philadelphia. You may want to Google that just to get a look at that machine. It's pretty interesting, actually. In 1938, President Franklin D. Roosevelt presided over the groundbreaking ceremonies for the Jefferson Memorial in Washington. In 1939, the Civil War picture Gone with the Wind, starring Clark Gable and Vivian Leigh, had its world premiere in Atlanta. It would go on to win numerous awards, including an Oscar for Best Picture. In 1955, Johnny Cash released Folsom Prison Blues. In 1978, President Jimmy Carter announced he would grant diplomatic recognition to Communist China and would also sever official relations with Taiwan. In 2007, the long-troubled Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine was closed for good following a meltdown. And in 2011, the flag used by U.S. forces in Iraq was lowered at Baghdad Airport, marking the end of a war that killed 4,500 Americans, 110,000 Iraqis, and also cost more than $800 billion. All right, let's get into some birthdays for today. Today's famous birthdays include actor Don Johnson, who made it big in Miami Vice. He turned 74 years old today. Rocker Paul Simonon from The Clash is 68, and actor Adam Brody turns 44 years old today. Happy birthday to all of them. Looks like a quiet start to the weekend, but some rain will be moving into the area Sunday into Monday. For more on that, let's turn things over to Devin.
Alrighty, Craig, thank you very much. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround, and walk-ins are always welcome. As you get into things this morning, another small credit advisory has been issued, though. This one won't last as long. It will last until around 4 p.m. this afternoon as wave heights continue to remain active along the coast. But meanwhile, though, on land, we're looking very nice out there. There's a few clouds developing in a few spots, and really that'll be about it. We'll be under a partly cloudy sky or so today, and really as we zoom things out, we'll remain rather quiet. We'll be watching for a system tracking in from the south and west as we head towards next week, which will bring some rain and wind with it. But for now, we get to enjoy the nice weather that we're going to be experiencing today. So Futurecast showing a few clouds passing through today. We'll call it a partly cloudy sky, and overall a mostly cloudy sky on the way later on tonight, as we'll be watching for clouds moving in after midnight. As for the wind, it'll remain rather gusty from time to time out of the west and maybe northwest at times. The directions will switch at around 5, maybe up to 15 miles per hour, and some gusts up to 20 miles per hour cannot be ruled out either. So overall for today, we'll say lower 40s, partly cloudy and breezy, and that west wind getting up to around 20 miles per hour at times. Later on tonight, lower 30s, increasing clouds, and that west wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a partly cloudy sky, temperatures warming into the 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig?
All right, thank you, Devin. Well, there's so much history in Bangor that it's hard to take it all in during a single visit. Among the city's historic buildings and landmarks, there's a part of Bangor's landscape that sometimes gets overlooked, and yet it's the Queen City's most sacred architecture. Our Jody Hersey has more.
We are a city of many steeples.
The city of Bangor is filled with churches, and inside these sacred places of worship, you'll see the handiwork of some of the Queen City's best architects.
Our history and Bangor history are really intertwined from the very earliest days of folks in this area. First Congregational Church was gathered as a church family in 1811, and there's been a Congregational Church here at the corner of Broadway and State since 1821. It's certainly a beautiful place and beloved by all of us.
Visitors and church members who attend All Souls are embraced by stained glass windows and rich dark wooden pews.
It's such a unique building from the outside. It's just so well remembered from so many people whenever they visit Bangor.
The Hammond Street Congregational Church on the corner of Hammond and High Streets is just as breathtaking.
We refer to Hammond Street as a community church, and it really is. It's a community around us as well as a community within us.
Matt Bishop, curator for the Bangor Historical Society, says all these churches are significant landmarks to Bangor's landscape.
These buildings are built to last. They require a lot of love to upkeep them over the years, and there's just, so much great woodwork, natural wood, and when we look at the steeples that we have and the beams that support them, massive, and it's just a technological marvel.
Members from both churches say it's a privilege to worship in these historic buildings and one they don't take lightly.
We've been here 190 years. Hope to be here another 190 years.
In Bangor, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Very neat. When we come back, all the day's sports news and Destination Devon. Don't go away.
When the acres add up, so does the work. The Kubota LO2 series is ready for it. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience, it features powerful, dependable Kubota diesel engines, performance-matched attachments, and the versatility to get the job done right.
Available at Doors Equipment, 1468 Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
Whether you're thinking of getting your first tattoo or building onto your collection of skin art,
Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company in Ellsworth provides the safest and most comfortable tattoo and piercing experience.
at Disconnected Tattoo, we'll combine your vision with our art to create something special that will last the test of time.
Don't trust your personal body art to anyone else.
Call Disconnected Tattoo today to schedule your consultation.
Or check out our Facebook page.
Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company in Ellsworth.
Oh, it's looking a lot like Christmas around here.
Well, we are both looking a lot like Christmas.
Yeah, I got all this at Rennie's, by the way.
That's awesome.
We got everything.
We have everything for Christmas. We have lots of lights, we have bows, we have Christmas cards, we got bags, we got bells.
For 72 years, Rennie's has been your main staple, and we love supporting Maine-made and local products.
So thank you for shopping Rennie's, and thank you for shopping local this Christmas season.
Thank you for shopping Rennie's.
Local news weeknights at 6 with Beth Jones and Peter Dubois on ABC 7.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We'll start with UMaine. Maine Athletics announcing Wednesday that New Balance is gifting $7 million to help build a new soccer and track complex for the school. The school isn't taking the gift nor the chance to better their community for granted. Ryan Sudol reports.
In a few years' time, UMaine women's soccer games will no longer be held here at Mahaney Diamond. Track and field events no longer here at Alphonse Stadium. Instead, they're going to be held here, the future site of the brand new Balance track and field and soccer complex.
One of the things we talk about as a department is being one of the top 5 Division I programs in New England. And to do that, we have to elevate our facilities. And certainly, these are 2 teams that are in need of that.
The folks at New Balance are gifting UMaine with $7 million to help build the new complex. It's the second major gift they've given to the school after 2011's $5 million gift to help renovate the field house and develop an on-campus rec center.
Yeah, we're extremely lucky and very fortunate to have such a great partnership with them, and certainly lucky to have the Harold Alphon Foundation as well to help make all these things a reality.
And as was the case with the new field hockey field and softball diamond, the school hopes that the new complex will not just better the university, but also the community.
The quality and caliber is outstanding, for our student athletes, but to open it up to the broader community, the region, the state, that's really powerful and a great opportunity for everyone.
And the opportunities will keep on coming. Black Bear Athletics are nowhere near done building.
We're very, very fortunate with what's happened already with Morse Field at football, and certainly with field hockey and softball and some of the Alphon Arena improvements. So the idea is to just keep stacking on top of that and continue to make our athletic program and our university better.
In Orono, I'm Ryan Sudol, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Thanks for that, Ryan. Can't wait to see what that looks like. Now let's go to some high school basketball now. One of the bigger regular season games you'll see this year. Thursday night, a rematch of last year's Class B North final. It's Orono and Ellsworth. The Red Riots heading down east to visit the Eagles. It's a packed house at Ellsworth High School for this one. We'll start things off in the second quarter. Ellsworth's Hollis Grindal brings it down, gives it to Isaiah Corson at the rim. Count the basket and 1. Later on, Orono's Pierce Walston's shot is off. Rebound by Chance Mercier, but Walston takes it back, lays it in with the foul. That's an and 1 right there. Late in the second we go now. Orono inbound. Tipped by Corson, taken by Mercier, and he would go the distance for this one all the way to the rim and lays it in. Orono would lead by 8 at the half, though. A back and forth third quarter, but Orono pulling away in the fourth. Here's Walston with 6 minutes left. The alley-oop to Will Francis. Riots, they go on to win it 70-56. All right, earlier on in the night, some Class C and D boys action. It's Deer Isle Stonington They are visiting George Stevens Academy in Blue Hill. First quarter, GSA's Patrick Dagan's shot is off, tipped out by Kobe Reynolds, and Emmett Allen finds Brady Pert for 3. Whole team's getting involved there. Later, Pert again, he steals this one. He goes by himself to the hole for 2, coast to coast there off the turnover. Eagles up 15 after 1. Second quarter now, Mariners, Jordan Akampora in a tough spot. He throws it up from behind the basket, and he drains it over the backboard. Shades of Larry Bird. Finally, GSA's Colby Eaton in transition kicks it to Isaiah Raydell. He is money from long range. Wide open 3. Eagles win big 85-33. All right, back to Sawyer Arena now. A couple nights in a row here. John Babst hosting Old Town Orono in some boys hockey. First period, no score off the face-off. Elijah Carr. Quick shot, sneaks it past the glove side. That makes it 1-0. Black Bears, they strike first. Still in the first, though, it's the Crusaders. Will Boja gets it in the neutral zone. He risks one into the net. That's going to tie the game at 1. To the second now, Black Bears again. Jackson Lizotte takes a slap shot from the top. He gets that one to go. It is 2-1 Black Bears, but back and forth would be the theme of the night. This time it's Nathan Marriott for the Crusaders, the freshman, tying things up at 2. We would go to overtime at 3-3, but no one would score, and that is your final. All right, for some other scores from around the area, Ellsworth over Ellsworth, we showed that 70-56. Presque Isle over Holton, 41-20. Panquist Valley beats Lee Academy, 57-54. That's a close one. And then Mattanockhook over Penobscot Valley, 57-53. All right, we'll talk some football now. Despite being a disappointing 3-10, the Patriots, there is a ton of interest in Sunday's game against the Chiefs at Gillette. With 4 games to go, the Pats right now are positioned to draft 2nd overall behind the Bears, who own Carolina's 1st overall pick. The team back at practice getting ready for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs on Sunday. You may remember this game was originally scheduled to be in prime time on Monday Night Football. However, ESPN decided to flex the Pats out for Philly-Seattle instead. The first Monday Night Football game to be flexed, but despite the slight, Patriots vow to finish strong regardless of the record.
You know, obviously the season hasn't gone the way any of us wanted it, but we can't go back to week 3. We can't go back to week whatever and change whatever happened. Like, we've got these 4 more guaranteed opportunities, and we got one this Sunday, and try to take advantage of that one, rinse and repeat it, and go out to Denver, go to Buffalo, and then finish off the year strong.
All right, that's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
If I don't hear from you tonight, pull this over. I know it, but I can't let go. Everything I love is out to sea.
The Greg B. Harrell Show. ...
Am I supposed to read the ...
More than that, you know there's nothing.
I know, Mom. I wish I could come home too.
I wanna be home for the holidays, because home is only home when I'm with you. I wanna be home for the holidays, home to you.
Come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Well, we're beginning a new segment on Good Morning Maine today, something we've all been really looking forward to, with the first installment of Destination Devon. Devon Dagnall joins us now. Good morning, Devon.
Good morning, Craig, and thank you. First, I'd like to ask, Picasso, Rembrandt, Da Vinci, what do all these artists have in common? Well, they're all shams. Sure, they're world-renowned artists who can make you feel something with a simple brushstroke, but you can never really feel their art. Recently, I met a guy down in Skowhegan who makes art that you can really sink your feet into. Check it out on this installment of Destination Devon.
Meet Alex Simpson, the creative mind behind Simple Rugs. He's been tufting in his basement for about the past year and a half. His newfound passion and business started as a point of curiosity more than anything.
I'd already been buying rugs online, and I just thought they were cool. So I was like, oh, can I make these? And saw online a lot of people were doing it, so I started to get into it.
Of course, he wasn't exactly a natural when he started. Alex says it could take him months during the early stages to create something he was proud of.
At first, they were just not good. I didn't know how to do the backing. I didn't know the right pressure for the gun and how tight the stuff needs to be stretched. So it was all over the place. I would have loops on the back and just holes in the rugs.
But after a while, he figured out his process, and when he did, he got his first real order from a local business in Waterville. That order was a wake-up call for what could be.
It just felt like this could be my job.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like I could make enough money to just keep making rugs constantly.
Even though it's still not his full-time job, Alex sells original and custom rug designs through his Instagram and X accounts, simples.rugs. Beyond making tufting his full-time job, Alex has one simple goal.
The end goal, I don't know, just everybody to have a rug, at least that I know, family, and just everybody in Maine, pretty much.
So he said his goal is for everybody in Maine to have a rug, and I didn't want to be the last one to get mine.
Right.
And these things are really quality. Check that out.
They are.
It's nice and
pretty
spongy.
Thick too.
Yeah, it's excellent. And it's
Pretty
even
neat.
better, his girlfriend helps him out, and it's not just rugs he's making coasters now with the spare, because you can't use up the whole canvas on one rug. So he's got a whole new line of products coming out too. So.
And you'll be doing a lot of features like this on various places and people around the state of Maine?
Yeah, absolutely. Next week we've got something a little bit more Christmas themed in the works down in Old Town. So stick around and we'll see what else we can find out. And if you have any ideas, please send them in to the station. I'd love to check it out.
Yeah, you know somebody that makes something or does something neat in your community, let Devin know.
Absolutely.
We'll put them on the air. All
Love
right.
to do it.
Thank you, Devin. That was interesting. All right, one last check of that forecast before we go. Looks like a partly cloudy day ahead today. It will be breezy with highs near 43. Increasing clouds overnight with lows dropping down to around 30. Tomorrow, a partly cloudy and breezy day with highs near 38 degrees.
Don't get cold feet this winter. Stay warm and dry with high-performance footwear from Comfort Shoes and More. With an extensive selection of winter boots rated from 0 to minus 60 degrees Fahrenheit, you'll find comfort in knowing your feet will be warm in any weather. Discover the latest in functional and fashionable footwear with grippers built right into the sole. With boots in stock up to 6E and size 17 for men and women. Take the drive to Newport for a sit and fit to find your perfect fit. You and your feet will be glad you did.
Harris Lumber is locally owned and has been serving the Pequot region for more than 50 years. See them for all your projects, big or small. Customer service is their #1 priority. And with a full line of lumber and hardware items, they can also deliver to your job site. Harris Lumber, Milo.
The Orono Arcade is an ideal birthday party destination. We have the best arcade video games, including Tomb Raider, Halo, Need for Speed, Mario Kart, and Luigi's Mansion. You are guaranteed to have hours of fun. Plus, we also have a 9-hole blacklight mini golf course that changes weekly. Allow us to provide hours of fun for you and your friends. You bring the cake, we'll provide the entertainment. Call us today to schedule your birthday party event, 889-3166.
The Farmer's Table in Corinna brings you outstanding breakfasts, lunches, and dinners made from farm-grown fresh ingredients. Dinner specials are available every day. Enjoy our homemade desserts, and above all, bring your appetite to the Farmer's Table in Corinna.
Skudik & Bloom, a full-service, custom-designed florist, Main Street in Winter Harbor.
We can deliver one-of-a-kind, full-color flower arrangements
by custom floral designer me, Pam.
Delivering to Ellsworth and surrounding areas for any occasion.
Please visit SkudikandBloom.com or call 844-SKUDIK.
Police say the 16-year-old shot both of his parents.
Now, in
inside the courtroom and the shocking new evidence.
You gotta be kidding me. Whose blood is this?
All-American Murder 2020, tonight on ABC.
The highly anticipated movie Wonka is out this week, and candy and chocolate play a big role. The cast tells Fox News Edge entertainment reporter Ashley Dvorkin about the sweet experience of working on a candy-filled set.
My name is Willy Wonka.
The new film Wonka explores the young chocolatier's dream of opening his own chocolate shop.
I'm making chocolate, of course.
When people watch the original, and as they likely will when they see the new prequel, viewers put themselves in a world of pure imagination, with many wondering what tempting treats the actors could actually taste on set.
Everything that is eaten in the movie is absolutely edible.
The flowers, the cups, all of that chocolate's real.
Something actor Keegan-Michael Key says was not the case in Gene Wilder's 1971 version.
I read something recently that Gene Wilder had wax teacups that he bit into, and so it wasn't even chocolate. It's him chewing the cup, and it's you guys, and I'm realizing that he had to interminably eat wax or chew wax, and then you guys got to eat real chocolate.
And a lot of it. Wonka had a chocolatier on set who worked for about 6 months handcrafting confections.
Who's for a Humberjack? Ooh, that's a chocolate that makes it fly.
Timothy Chalamet, who plays young Wonka, weighs in on the most scrumptious sweets during filming.
The Humberjack was delicious. That was particularly delicious. Didn't make it fly though.
And all this chocolate chat begs the question, which candy do the actors turn to when they go to the movies?
I'll take some peanut M&Ms and I put it in popcorn. Have a little sweet and salty together.
I like a nice crunch bar. I like those little crunch ones. And I also like Twisters.
In a recent USA Today ranking of movie theater snacks, candy came in third behind popcorn and the snack you brought from home. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
That would be a lot of fun to make. Not bad at all. I'm kind of pro candy myself. All right, finally this morning, First Step Pregnancy Resource Center in Bangor held its 10th annual Christmas giveaway on Thursday. The center was first opened in 1988 and provides a safe and confidential space for resources related to pregnancy. The Christmas giveaway ran from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. Expectant families and those with a child under the age of 3 were allowed to pick up whatever they needed, from clothing to diapers and other necessities. Executive Director Penny Hill says parents should have to
We want them to make sure they have what they need so that they are, they're healthy and they're taken care of, and as well as the clothing. We have a lot of baby clothes, and we just want to make sure people have what they need in the community.
You missed yesterday's giveaway. Hill says the center can provide baby supplies monthly. She says all you have to do is call the center at 464-8023 to set up an appointment and fill out a simple form listed about what you need. Again, the phone number there is 464-8023, and we'll run that story in the next hour on Fox 22 if you missed it, because that's a pretty neat thing that they're doing there. Hey, that's about it for this hour. We thank you for joining us. Good Morning America next on ABC 7. We'll continue broadcasting on Fox 22, but if you're headed out, we hope you have a wicked good day.